righty, welcome everybody to this fifth episode of the Spin Zone. Steve, could you believe that it is the fifth episode?
Are you sure about that, buddy? Five?
It's the fifth episode, and the season hasn't even started.
Woo! So by this, hey, we should be rocking and rolling, buddy.
Now, we're at a total of 71 episodes overall across all the shows. So we're gonna hit our goal of 100 episodes, hopefully before November.
Time out.
Uh,
I want an instant replay or something, Jose. There's only 52 weeks in a year,
yeah.
and we have 71 already.
Yes. Well, as you know, we've got different shows, throughout the week. So, we've had, multiple SpaceX launches and stuff like that. So when we totaled up all the episodes that we've done up to this point, it's a total of 71 as of last week. And the year is not even out. So that's a good thing.
Woo-hoo! We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good.
We're doing pretty good, that's
you.
for sure. And of
Thank
course,
you very much for inviting me on the show again.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, well, definitely.
Yeah.
We definitely always love to have you. I see that you pulled out another jersey.
Yeah. Hey, it's Williams, number 31. All right. I forgot what he was, all right, but hey, he was a cowboy, and that's all that matters.
Hey, as long as you didn't pull out a Roger Staubach T-shirt, but then you and I couldn't afford one of those these days. They're very vintage and very expensive,
That's out of my price range, sir. All right, I have to go to a $99 one, all right, not $300, $400, $600. So
sometimes you can get lucky if you're a thrift store shopper. Sometimes when you go to those places, you can actually find an old jersey from like God knows what year. And usually they're in pretty mint condition, so, I don't go to those places most of the
me
time.
neither.
But when I have, I'm always looking for that item that nobody has ever even thought about and just overlooked. And I know a little better, There's actually, I was talking to my wife this morning, and there's actually two pieces of kitchenware in our kitchen that are not used. They're protected, and it was my mom's stuff. And there is one with a value right now of over $5,000.
Really?
Yeah, it's an old 1960s mixing bowl and another piece of cookware. So those things I'm holding back, to give to my daughter, so when I'm not here to let her know that, hey, hold on.
What are you doing?
Stuff. Well, we all have to go somewhere one day.
I'm not going nowhere. Sorry. All right. Sorry. All right.
So you want to kind of look out for those kind of things, because they can be worth, thousands of dollars. I'm not going to say millions of dollars, but definitely thousands of dollars. So,
wow.
Yeah. But anyway, so yes, it's our fifth episode, and this week we're going to be we're going to get a little bit of a preview of what happened on Sunday. As you know, the Cowboys lost on Sunday.
No, sir. My thing is they didn't lose, all right? They were playing the practice squad.
That's
to
right.
see who was.
That's
Remember,
right.
the other team was playing their starters.
Yeah, that's right. It was the practice squad. It was the third and fourth stringers.
Hey, so we didn't lose, sir, all right? No. Get that L word out of your vocabulary, especially when you're talking about my Cowboys.
All right. Well, I won't say it. We'll just say they just had a mishap. How about that?
Yes. There we go, right? Yeah, and the other team, which will remain nameless, all right, we're cheating.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely go through that, in a little bit.
All right, awesome.
All righty,
everybody.
What's that?
Wrong. Hold on.
That's an Android.
Parsons,
I know.
Number
It's
11
actually.
jersey.
Give me
This
a
is
second
jersey,
here.
An official jersey from the NFL made by Nike.
Hold on.
And a lot of you have been asking how
You're
go
being
about
hacked.
That was part of the. No, I wasn't being hacked. That's actually a video I'm going to show in a little bit. So.
All right, we did a video.
So
hey, dude, we don't have a theater anymore. And no popcorn.
Well, we do. We do have a theater. We do have a theater.
Come
All
on.
right. Well,
I'm used to these other comforts.
oh my gosh. Well, as you know, we've made a little bit of changes to the raffle. Uh, we're actually now offering two additional jerseys. Basically, as we started off with Parsons, we decided to offer a Prescott and a Lamb jersey.
Good choice.
So basically, whoever purchases a $5 donation, will have a choice if they win of either a Prescott, a Lamb, or a Parsons. So
are you going to go over how to make that donation and what they have to put on there?
Yeah, actually, that was the whole point of the video. Give me 1 second
All right.
while I bring
So
it back.
see, this is not scripted because I didn't know about this.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the video. Hold on 1 second. Where are you, video? Oh, yeah, here we go. I had it already created, but I had to drop it. Give me a second here. But yeah, so we decided to offer, a new, two different options. What happened to the video? Oh, there it is. All right, so let me see here if I'm going to be able to show this off easy. Give me a second.
Yeah, those are good choices. Prescott, Lamb, and Parsons.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm going to flip screens. If for some reason it blanks out, at least you know that.
Alrighty, everybody.
There we go.
As
so
you all know, we have a drawing for an official Micah Parsons.
I don't know if you can hear anything or not.
Jersey.
Yes.
This is a jersey,
Can you see anything?
An official
yes,
jersey
I
from
see the
NFL
Android screen.
made by Nike.
Yeah.
And a lot of you have been asking how you go
there you are.
to actually enter the drawing and where to make
so this
the
isn't
donation.
my Android phone.
So on the screen,
and I made
I've
a video
got my
on what to
mobile
do.
phone, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to make the donation and enter the drawing. So we're going to go ahead and go over to Facebook.
You gotta pay your bill.
And we're going to get to the link that basically the posting that has the official
Is there music?
jersey. And there is a link.
There's always background music on this screen.
Ko-fi-fi.com
I don't hear anything.
Brownsville Tech Live.
But do you hear the sound?
Click
No.
on that link.
Okay.
It's going to guide you over to the Ko-fi Brownsville Tech
Ko-fi
page. And there's a
go ahead. Once we do that, we do Ko-fi.
Click on donate. And once you click on the donate button, it brings you over to this.
So it automatically populates the $5 for you.
Populates the $5 amount. If you want to purchase more entries, then you must purchase them individually in lots of $5. So let's go ahead and simulate a purchase. So it asks
after that,
key in your name.
Yeah. So you key in your name.
Key in mine.
YOUR space NAME.
No.
Oh.
Your actual name.
Oh.
First name and last name.
Field, you're gonna
all right.
And then in the message field, do you want to type in
contact you?
You have the email address so we can contact you. And then you also want to key in the shirt size.
All right.
Like
and
it's
then
to get displayed on the screen.
You're going to type in
but what about the number?
No, that's after you win.
Oh.
Yeah, once you're contacted, then you make a decision at that point whether you want the 4, the 88, or the 11.
L for
understood.
Extra large.
Because people can change their mind. You know, if one of these guys starts sucking, you know, they don't want to wear the jersey.
So case,
nobody, sir. None of the Cowboys have ever done what you just said. So
well, I know.
All right.
So that's why we're giving them the option in the end. So
all
once
right.
you key in all that information, then you click on donate, and it's going to take you to the pay page. And you have two choices. You have a PayPal or a direct debit or credit card.
And then you have two options. It's either you pay with PayPal or you pay with a debit card or a credit card. So I'm going to go ahead and pick debit card, credit
So
So
card,
it's good you're going through this. That way people know what you do or how to do it.
right. So there
and it's
they
going to bring me
picked
to a
the
window
debit
that
card, and it
basically
asks
allows
you
me to
for
key in my
basic
credit card
information:
number,
credit
my
card number,
expiration date, the
expiration
CVC,
date,
and my billing
CVC code.
address
It also
information.
asks you to key in your
And
billing
then
information,
once I've
so full
keyed in all
name,
that
address, and
information,
so
I
forth.
click the Pay Now button.
Once you key all that
At
stuff,
that point,
it
you are
actually
entered into the
will
drawing,
process
and your
the payment,
$5
and you'll be
is
automatically
received
entered into
by
the drawing.
Kofi on
So, like for
Brownsville.
example, once again, if we go back and illustrate, for those that want to know how to get there, you go to Brownsville Tech Live
That
Facebook page.
basically the
You find the
posting
posting
that has
where the
official
Ko-Fi
jersey,
link is there.
and there
The Brownsville
is
Tech
a
Ko-Fi
link
link. You click on that link,
there. It's Kofi
and then that's going to take
F
you over to the donate
tell you
page on Ko-Fi
guide you
and the donate
over
button,
to the
and then you'll go through that process
Kofi
that we just
Brownsville Tech
illustrated.
Live page, and there's a
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It really is pretty simple. So, once again, the drawing's going to be held, or it's planned to be held on September 10th. There is a minimum entry that we're looking at of 50 total entrants. So if
5-0.
yeah, so if we don't reach 50, then we will push the drawing date out until we get to 50. So that's just something that, most need to be aware of, and the reason we do that is because hypothetically, if we only have 3 entrants, well, that's not going to be enough to actually order the jersey, because it has to be ordered from this place that we get stuff from, and they do have certain minimums and things like that. So the goal is to have 50 entrants. So that's just something.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
So, and so these are not stuff that jerseys that we have in stock. They're ordered after the drawing is made, and it takes about a week and a half to get. So, All right. So basically, that's the drawing. It's 3 jerseys now. So, alrighty. So let's talk about
Hey,
uh,
it's the choice of 3 jerseys.
the choice of 3 jerseys.
Hey, it's not 3 jerseys. All right,
Right.
all right.
It's the choice of 3 jerseys.
Slow people like me. He said 3 jerseys for $5. Hey.
Yeah, I know, right? They're gonna think, "Oh man, that's definitely no." But right now, we're gonna start getting donations left and right.
Yeah, start getting donations left and right, sir. Right? Yeah. So
I know I'm gonna have to put rules like the Price is Right. You heard the deal about the Price is Right, right?
No,
Well, the winners have started to confess about what happens in the Price is Right. You know how they get up there and they start bidding on different items like cars, boats, TVs, whatever. Well, it turns out that a lot of the contestants, after the show's over, they don't get those. What they get is a cash equivalent of the actual prize they win. But you want to know
why is that?
Well, think about it, especially in a vehicle. If you win a vehicle on The Price is Right, and they're in California, California has higher emissions standards than the rest of the United States. So there's also all sorts of taxes. A lot of these people that go to participate in the Price is Right are not even from in the state. So they've got to literally pay an excessive amount of taxes on a vehicle when they take it back to their home state. And of course, the emission standards are different. So they may have gasoline problems, along the way. So that is the reason why they get cash equivalents instead. So if you win a $20,000 car, plus you get a $20,000 cash allotment.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes sense in some cases, So, all right. So this show, we're going to talk about the preseason game. We're going to do a little bit of analysis of what happened on Sunday, our little mishap, or as you say, the mishap with the practice team.
Now, the practice squad was doing their thing, sir. All right, the practice squad.
And of course, we're going to look at what to expect out of Game 2 as well.
Game 2 with Seattle, and that's tomorrow at 9, right?
Yes, actually, the game starts at 9 p.m., but I'm not going to tell you what station is on. It is on
Yeah, me neither. I don't know.
because I was wrong and you were wrong last week. So we were
Mm-hmm. I
definitely
saw that. I'm like, what?
we actually told everybody the wrong stations for whatever reason, but that's what the website said, you know. So that's why they say never trust anything on the internet anymore, you know. So alrighty, well let's look at the highlights. As you know, the Cowboys, lost 28 to 23, 28 being the Jags and 23 being the Cowboys. And basically, it turns out that Seattle, as you mentioned, decided to play all their starters,
You
and
mean Jacksonville?
yeah, the Jaguars.
Uh, yeah, you said Seattle.
Oh, I got Seattle in my mind already.
I know already, man.
I'm already looking to look past this
No,
last
no,
game,
no.
right?
See, hey, I like your train of thought, all right? But make sure you say the right things. All right.
I
That's what I'm here
know, I
for.
know,
All
I
right,
know. But you know
continue.
what? Out of sight, out of mind. It never happened.
Yes, 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 yes.
So anyway, the score was 28 to 23, and obviously Seattle decided
There
to.
you go again.
Well, I'm sorry, the Jaguars. Well, you know why?
There we go.
Now I know why, because the actual slide says Seattle. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
I'm gonna have
Jackson.
to have. Hey, you're gonna have to send me those slides
I
so I can
know,
proofread
right?
them.
Well, it was midnight when I was doing them a few days ago, you know. So anyway, Jacksonville decides to play their starters, and they pretty much dominated the first half. There is no doubt of that. Now, Dallas did manage to score towards the end of the half, which was a little bit of like hope. You know, we were like, oh no, now they're getting fired up, you know. But obviously, you know, one of the uh, big things in the game was, Deuce Vaughn on the Dallas side. I mean,
And
as they
he's a
said,
running back, right?
he's the running back, but not only is he a running back, he is a running back that is only 5 feet and 5 inches tall. That is my height,
Hey,
practically.
hey. So that means I can be a running back.
You could be a running back, right? We all could at this point. Every Mexican could be a running back at this point, you know? But anyway, he had 8 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown, which was cool, right? And then, of course, he was
Go Cowboys!
that's right. You know, so we were like, man, you know, this guy, as they said, he was just loose, you know. And obviously, it looks like he may have earned his spot, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But he was responsible for the drive that set up the kicker, Aubrey, for that 29-yard field goal. He also had 2 catches for 17 yards. And um, like I said, it gave the Cowboys their first and only lead in the game. So, you know, definitely Deuce definitely came through as a lot of people expected, you know. So that was, I mean, definitely, you know, he made a difference. It could have been worse, right? So,
Yes, 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 yes.
so you know, the other guy that was impressive is, you know, Will Grier, you know, and there appears to be a battle for the number 2 quarterback. You know, for a long time it's been Cooper Rush, and let's face it, you know, Grier outperformed Cooper Rush first quarter, so they pulled out Cooper and put him in, and of course Grier uh, Grier finished with 199 yards passing, and he did 22 out of 31 pass completions, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I don't think Cooper got very close to any of that. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, what happens in the number 2 slot. I mean, you know, Cooper's been there for a while. This guy hasn't, but obviously this guy has some momentum, you know, and he definitely showed it, you know.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens, you know, on this upcoming game. And of course, on the Jaguars side, you know, I had to be fair. I had to cover a little bit about the Jaguars. You know, I know you didn't want to, but we at least have got to give them a little bit of credit. You know, obviously their quarterback was Nathan Rourke. One of their quarterbacks was Nathan Rourke. He played the majority of the second half. During the first half, it was Lawrence, and I was really trying to figure out how to pronounce this guy's name. I mean, you could say it's called.
I won't even try.
I said, I first called it Beat Hard, and I thought, man, he must have been teased when he was a kid to be called Beat Hard. But I think it's Bethard. At least I hope it's really not Beat Hard.
I won't even try.
But anyway, he went 9 out of 17 for 153 yards, and he had one touchdown. He avoided a sack by 3 Dallas defenders during the game, and ended up not just getting the ball, but getting it into the end zone for a 21-yard.
Don't forget, the first play was an interception.
Yes, I know.
Hey, so you didn't mention that at all. So, hey, come on now.
Aye. Well,
Cowboys.
you got to give them a little credit.
The
And
first play of the game, what was it? Interception by my Cowboys.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Remember that.
Oh. I tried.
Well, one of their big players was Tank Bigsby. Here's their running back. He led Seattle in rushing yards with 9 carries and 52 yards. He didn't get any touchdowns though, but he definitely was a big thing during the game. And of course, looking to this coming weekend,
Yes.
Seattle, there's been previous matchups. Actually, this statistic goes all the way to 1976. But basically, the last time the Cowboys and Seattle met up was back before COVID. It was on 9/27/2020, and the result was a loss by Dallas, 31-38. So they have played before, but it's been a while. So,
Now, is there any indication that Seattle will play their starters?
I think so. I think that's what they're going to do. In fact, I've been scouring some of those Las Vegas betting websites, the ones that you can go and bet on for the games.
You started betting already?
No,
wow.
no, I don't bet. I just wanted to go see what the
odds are.
What the odds are, and they're really all of them saying that Seattle is geared to win it. But who knows? Once again, everybody outside of Texas doesn't like the Cowboys, and you know how they are. So I'm not surprised that they're saying what they're saying. I'm really not surprised. It doesn't surprise me one bit. But who knows? I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely the last matchup was back in 2020 before COVID. So we're also looking at injury trackers now. We're introducing a new injury tracker, so we'll be following the injury tracker for each team as the games come on. And right now for Dallas, we've got one injury and something else, right? But definitely Jordan Lewis, the cornerback, he's out with a foot problem. And of course, as we know, Ronald Jones, he's a running back. He is out as suspended for drinking extra Kool-Aid. So now what's interesting is on the Seahawks side, there's a lot of injuries. We've got Jamal Adams, safety, with a quad problem. Brian Money, defensive tackle with a knee problem. Jordan Brooks, linebacker with a knee problem. D. Eskridge, the wide receiver, he's suspended. I was trying to figure out what he was suspended for. I was thinking maybe it was extra Kool-Aid too. God knows, but it's unknown. Austin Failu, and by the way, I don't know all of these guys. He's out with a knee injury. Joshua Onujogu, linebacker, elbow. Latrell Bumpus, unknown. And Andrew Whitaker, he's also out for a knee issue. So as the games go on throughout the season, we're going to be, pulling out our injury tracker and kind of seeing, how critical some of these injuries are. I mean, obviously, we've got enough cornerbacks and running backs right now, so that shouldn't be an issue, and God knows what's going to happen down the road. So,
right.
All right. So the biggest news this week, and it was the biggest news, was Zach is back. He was being I won't say what he was being, but, he definitely was holding out. He wasn't putting out the way he was expected to put out. And basically, he returned to practice in full gear on Tuesday. And of course, everybody was excited because, he is a critical component of the team.
But he got paid.
Yep, he renegotiated his contract. He is guaranteed $14 million in 2023. That's up.
Are you reading something off the screen that's supposed to be on the screen?
It is the screen.
No.
Oh,
There it is now.
sorry about that.
Yeah, nothing was on the screen before, and I'm like, where's you reading all this stuff from?
Oh, hold on. Hold on. What? Let me go back.
You know what? I'm gonna have to replace you with somebody else.
I know, right? You should have told
Yeah,
me.
see? Hey, there we go. Come on now.
Oh, so we'll go back.
All right, there we go. Now this
Uh,
makes it a lot more interesting. Us, I was looking at a blank screen and just hearing you talk,
oh
and
my
I'm like,
gosh.
oh, hey.
Well, once again, my slide is wrong. It's not Seattle. It's Jacksonville. I just got a little too excited, but basically,
Yeah.
as we mentioned,
All right.
they did their starters. They dominated the first half, and Dallas did manage to score a little bit on the end.
Yes.
And then, of course, you had, the big guy that came through for us was Deuce. He was on the loose.
Deuce.
Yep. He was
Número
on,
dos. Dos.
yes, number 20. No, number 40.
42.
42, sorry. 8 carries, 52 yards, a touchdown, responsible for the drive that said Aubrey. So, he definitely, I think, has cemented himself a place on the team. Then, of course, the big thing also was, Will Grier. He definitely outperformed Cooper Rush for number 2. Cooper just didn't do very well during the game on the first half. So, big news there. It's a battle for the quarterback. Who's number 2? And of course, as I told you, it can't be fair if we don't cover Seattle and give a little credit.
You go ahead. Who?
Jaguars. Sorry. I'm still thinking about the game.
All right.
Coming up. Of course, Nathan Rourke was the quarterback during the second half. And like I said,
You go ahead and fast forward to those.
Lawrence and Beathard. He replaced Lawrence and Beathard, and he avoided the sack from 3 Dallas defenders, and he was a big factor. Their running back, was also a big factor. Tank Bigsby. He led in rushing yards.
And there you go, yo, with Seattle.
But of course, there was no touchdowns. He didn't have any touchdowns.
There you go, yo, with Seattle.
And then, of course, the matchups. With regards to Seattle now, how many times have they matched up? Well, I've got statistics all the way to 1976, and the last time the Cowboys played was before COVID. And of course, they lost 31-38. So
the last 5 games they lost.
I know.
You didn't say that.
Well, I'm going through the slides because I already went through them. As you mentioned, that you weren't seeing anything. So once again, as I mentioned, we're following an injury tracker on both sides of the teams. We'll be doing this every single week to kind of see what's going on health-wise with the teams. Right now, we've got on the Dallas side Jordan Lewis with a foot problem, and we know that Ronald Jones has been suspended. That's not actually an injury, but he just drank a little bit too much extra Kool-Aid. And as you can see on the Seahawks side, there's a lot of injuries out there, whether these are critical to the game, coming forward on Saturday, we will see. But they definitely have a lot more guys out for different reasons than Dallas does. So that could be a little bit of good news, for Dallas. The more hurt people on the other side, the better chances you've got.
Yes, sir.
And of course, as I mentioned just a while ago, the biggest news of the week was Zach. Zach was back. He was holding out. He was not putting out the way he was expected to. But it kind of worked for him in the end. He came back on Tuesday in full gear and started practice, and everybody was excited because, he is a critical component of the team. And he managed to renegotiate his contract with old Jerry Jones. He's guaranteed $14 million in 2023. That's up from 13.5 million before. So he's got about $1.5 million extra dollars in his bank account today. You know, and of course it's guaranteed for 2 years. So for the next 2 years, he's getting paid 14 million regardless.
So
He
18 million.
Yeah, well, 14 million plus times two.
Oh, 28 million.
28 million. That's quite a pay raise, you know.
Woo!
Yeah, he managed to get that money out of Jerry. I don't know what he did or what Jerry had to do, but definitely it worked out for him. He definitely pimped his way, no doubt about it. And of course, they're not going to start him during this weekend's game, which is a good thing, right? You don't want to start all your starters.
So then, all right. I have a. Why don't you have your starters play at least one snap?
Well, because the likelihood of getting injured.
Yeah, all right. So then it's for them to get injured on the first game?
Well,
No,
I know, but you know,
that's just me.
you just want to be safe. I mean, yeah, you go to 2, 3 games and they're probably rusty at that point, by game one of the regular season. So, yeah, I get it. A snap or two may not be too bad, but once the opposing side knows that, a Dak Prescott is going to start, they're going to gun for him. They're going to gun for him. So, you know, there's a little bit of a danger, I think, in that, and it's
All right.
safer. So with regards to the 53-man roster, what's going on there? Who may make the cut? Well, we'll just look at a few positions, not many. The running backs, and of course, as we know, Tony Pollard is solid. We've check marked him. He's going nowhere. So he definitely is solid on the team. And then, of course, Deuce. I believe my prediction is that Deuce has solidified his position as a number 2 to Deuce Vaughn. So now there's a couple of others that are questionable. Rico Dowdle, he looked to be number 2, but now that's in question. Especially with Deuce performing the way he did. And then, of course, as you know, as of the latest reports, it looks like Malik Davis, who everybody had high hopes for, may be cut after all. And then they keep on talking about this guy, Hunter Lupke. He's not actually a running back. I can't remember what his original position is, but he keeps on being mentioned as a possible. But these right now, in my crystal ball, my bruja tells me that these two are solid, and these 3 are questionable at this point. So I could be wrong. My cards may not be reading the right way. The extra drugs may be affecting me.
Everything happens for a reason.
That's right. So as far as the running backs, that's the way it stands right now, and what my crystal ball tells me. So we'll go ahead and look at it at the tight ends. As you know, Jake Ferguson also, did very well, this weekend. And obviously he's a solid. There's no doubt about that. So I've checked marked him in my predictions. My crystal ball tells me that he's good. Peyton Hendershot, believe that he's solid at this point. Based on my crystal ball and a few other analysts out there, they seem to think that he's solid at this point. This guy, Luke Schumacher, based on my crystal ball and a few other analysts out there and their card reading, that they say that Luke Schumacher or Macher is solid. And of course, this guy keeps on being mentioned, John Stevens Jr. We'll go ahead and leave him for now as questionable. He's had a pretty good practice week. So that's why, some of the analysts out there have been saying that this is a guy to see this coming weekend and see if he plays and how he does to determine. I can't remember from the last chart how many tight ends are on the roster. I think it is 4. I could be wrong.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah. So this will be interesting to see how Stevens does this weekend and whether he gets a shot, or not. So then we get to game two. What do we expect out of game two? Well,
win.
The question is who's going to be the quarterback this weekend.
It's gonna be. Prescott is solid. He's not gonna be on the game. All right,
Well, that's what I was going to get to. There are some rumors out there, some chisme, that he may do a snap or two. So
sounds off. It sounds off.
Yeah,
but you never know.
You never know, right? I mean, he looked pretty anxious during the last game. I mean, he basically wanted to jump in there a few times. If you saw from the sidelines, I couldn't blame him when Cooper was playing. Hell, I would have yanked his ass out of there very early.
I would too.
But they kept him going. For the first half. So, and I could tell the anxiety that Dak was going through on the sidelines. I mean, he got really ecstatic when Deuce. How Deuce performed. So, but so it'll be interesting to see if he does a play or two. I don't know. We'll see. And then of course Cooper, pues pobrecito, no sé qué le pasó. He didn't eat his Wheaties. So we'll see if they play him. They probably will. If Dak doesn't play at all, then they probably will. But
I don't think Dak will play. Honestly, I don't think he'll play because presidents has anything to do with it. All right, the starting quarterback sits majority of the preseason games.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. If that is the case, then let's not get this guy in there during the first half. Why don't we put this guy in there during the first half? Let's see how he does. And if he starts sucking, a few times, ya sácalo y pon a este. Maybe he ate his Wheaties, But definitely this dude definitely just lost it, this past weekend. And this guy was on fire, So it'll be interesting to see. But, the question once again is, will Dak play? Will Grier's stellar performance game one secure him a spot? Will it give him the number 2? It'd be kind of bad, right? Because this guy's been the number 2 for a while. Well, ya sabes, this is business. Business is business, and friendship is friendship.
Yes, sir.
And of course, the big question is, will Cooper play at all? Or will they just keep him on the sideline and let this guy do the playing? So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there this week with that one. And then, of course, the running backs. Is Pollard going to play? I don't know. There's rumors out there that he may for a few. I wouldn't put him out there personally. We don't want him to get hurt because they're going to be gunning for him. But, definitely this guy will probably be out there. There's no doubt about that. And actually, at the end of this, we're going to see a video, an impressive video of one of the plays from Deuce, So, and of course, the big question is Dowdy. Dowdle, sorry. I kept on calling him Dowdy. I don't know why. Is he going to play? I don't know. And what's his future down the road, too? So, he just wasn't very impressive. Wide receivers. Once again, Jalen Tolbert, he probably will play. And then, of course, Jose Barbon is questionable. Will he? Simi Fehoko. These guys have had some impressive practice this week. That's why they're in the question slot. I could have easily put them on the checkmark side, but based on their performance, they've had a pretty impressive practice week. So, that's why. And of course, the other guy that has popped in is this Tyrone Billy Johnson. He's also has done some fairly good practices. So we're going to see.
Where's CD?
Well, that's the thing. I didn't put CD on there because, I kind of felt, well, first of all, I didn't have a whole lot of room on my screen.
All right.
But second of all, I seriously doubt they're going to put CD Lamb out there.
No, I doubt they're going to put it up, but you have only 4 wide receivers.
I know.
And you don't have CD.
No. I know.
All right. I'm a little bit slow.
Okay. Well, definitely. I was when I was putting this together. I said, should I put CD or should I not put CD? And I said, well, I don't have any room, but I want to talk about these other guys. We already know CD's solid, but we're not going to pay
Yes.
him, right? No way. So we'll talk about the guys that have to prove themselves, you know.
All right. Cool.
So, all righty. So let's see here. So Barbon Fococo and Johnson, they've all had really good plays this week in practice. So the question is, what possible play action this weekend? How are they going to do? It'll be interesting to see. And of course, once again, just to remind everybody, we've increased the raffle to up to 3 choices for the winner. The winner will have a choice of either, and I say either in quotes, a number 4, a number 88, or a number 11. We've already, at the beginning of the show, showed you how you can join the raffle. It is scheduled currently for September 10th or whenever the 50 entrant limit happens. So be sure to enter the raffle. You're not limited to one single $5 donation. You can actually purchase individual $5 donations, and we encourage that because the more donations you enter, the more times your name is in the pot. It's not like if you buy 4, your name is there only once. No. If you buy 4, your name is in the pot 4 times. So you have 4 out of 50 chances to win. So,
And for $20, that wouldn't be bad.
especially, yes, because these jerseys are their value is $150 normally, and more expensive if you go to the local store to try to get them if you can find them. So let's look a little bit. Let's look a little bit at some of the video plays for this week. Let me try to kill the video here and the Google Slides. And let's pull out our trusty virtual iPad wherever it's at. Hold on. Let me see if AirPlay is still up. You know, I may have killed it. No, it's not up. So, no, it's up. But we're going to go ahead and let me add the iPad to the screen here. Give me 1 second. How the hell do I do
All right.
this? Oh, yeah, I know how to do it. I forget. Okay, iPad. There you are. It's already defined. Okay, let's see here. I gotta shrink it down. It's too large.
It's a family show, sir.
Tengo que hacerla chiquita. Si no, no va a caber.
Family show.
I know it's a family show. I'm talking about the iPad. I don't know what you're.
Oh,
I don't know what you're thinking.
I know. Hey.
You know. Alrighty. So here we go. Let's flip. So we've got our virtual iPad on the screen, and we'll go ahead and click our Safari browser. Actually, no, we don't want to see PUB.
What are you doing? Trying to pay your bill?
I know. Well, I did. I paid my bill. It was horrible, you know. But I don't think anybody wants to see my PUB bill right now. But we'll go ahead and go to my messenger, and we'll go ahead and look at a couple of plays. Well, one of the biggest news also that I didn't mention was, not now, Ezekiel Elliott.
He's a patriot.
He's a Patriot now. So he was in uniform, you know, this week. I know I have to get rid of the big boob girls that pop up every once in a while.
Uh-huh. You have a message from somebody.
I know, from the Space Cowboy. Look at him.
How's he doing?
I don't know. I mean, ¿qué onda con él? You know? Oh my gosh.
He has his birthday celebration, and hey,
I
does
know.
it say hello?
I know, right? So basically, a couple of other videos here. Give me a second. Let's see what this one is.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh yeah, lots of fights, man, on the field. Micah Parsons punching somebody during practice. I mean, could you believe that? I mean, so these guys, I don't know what the deal is. What is it about these ladies popping up on the screen like that?
What are you doing? That's what I want to know.
No, it's not even me. You know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's your story?
No, it's not my story. It's the truth. You know.
Yes, sir. Everything has a digital footprint. All
Ah, yeah,
right.
yeah. Well,
You
look.
only receive that because you've been on those sites before.
No, they pop up. They
Uh
pop
huh.
up. You know.
Uh huh. All right.
All right.
So
Let's.
anyway,
Yeah.
people fighting. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
That's not good. That's not good. Punching each other out. You know. I mean, ¿qué onda con eso? These guys are supposed to be on the same team. You know. That's
Wow.
not good. Let's see what the third video shows here.
I don't want to see any more.
Oh, this is another angle. Same fight, different angle.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So these guys, I'm telling you, I'm gonna kill the video before anything else unexpected pops up. You know, like you said,
Unexpected, huh?
it's a family show.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
What was it? I didn't even see it.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So fights crack, happening on practice. That's not a good thing. Especially Deuce. He needs to stay healthy. He can't be beat up by his own team. You know. But it is a fight for the 53 man roster. So maybe whoever it was that punched him out wanted to knock him out of the running. Maybe Malik or something. I don't know. I don't know who it was.
Hey, I don't know either. I don't know, but that's well. Well, now they do it in practice and not at the real game.
I know, right? I mean, as long as whatever happens in practice stays in practice.
Mm-hmm. Emotions, tensions run high. So hey,
Yeah, emotions tend
remember,
to run
this
high.
is a job.
Yeah,
All right, they get paid a certain amount, and hey, if they don't produce, they're out.
we'll see. Yeah,
So maybe that's what it is.
maybe, man. But it'll be interesting to see what happens this week. I mean, I am a little annoyed that the game's at 9 p.m. It's kind of past my bedtime. But,
Well, yeah,
you know,
you got nothing else to do at
I
9
know,
p.m., right?
I know. But keep in mind that it's really at 7 p.m. because it is in Seattle, right? So it's their 7 o'clock to our 9 p.m. You know, so I guess if I can stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning to, do the SpaceX launches, I think I'll stay up for this one too.
There we
I'll
go.
just have to get some good popcorn along the way, and
Yeah,
a
some
pickle,
good
of
popcorn and
course.
some good Kool-Aid. All
Yeah,
right.
pickle,
Hey.
pickle. I like to eat popcorn and pickles together.
All right. Hey.
And nachos. When I go to the movies, I this is my menu for the movies. I'm not a very cheap date. At least now I'm not a cheap date. But I gotta have my Coke for $8. I have to have my popcorn with extra butter because nobody likes anything that's dry, right? You usually like it wet. Usually butter. Talk about butter. Okay. And of course, and popcorn. I'm talking butter and popcorn now. Okay. And of
And
course, a pickle. I've got to have a pickle. And then I also have nachos with the Rico cheese. So the way I start off at the theater is I eat my pickle first. You know, that's the very first thing I do, and I mix and swish that with my Dr Pepper because we all like Dr Pepper, right? And then of course, then once that happens, once I'm done with my pickle, and by the way, I don't eat my pickle like all the way, just half, because then I eat the rest of it the next part around. I'd save a little bit. Can't eat it all at once, as they say. And and so then I start on my popcorn, and I start eating my popcorn with my Coke. You know, start swishing that around, making sure I get all that
do you share?
satis. No, I don't share. And then after I'm done with the popcorn, if there's some extra, I'll give it over to my wife. She can have it. And then what happens is I end it all with nachos, with jalapenos, and the Dr Pepper. So just me alone, it's like $25. That
I would
doesn't.
never, ever take you to the movies.
No, pues if I pay for the tickets, I expect somebody to put the concessions.
You sound like somebody I know.
I know, right? It must be a family thing. Pero en el caso de él no paga por nada. Él quiere todo, todo pagado por él, you know.
No, eso sí no sé. No sé, nada más. Oído es, hey, you pay and he'll eat. So,
Well, that's usually the way it works.
hey, so.
In more ways than
Alrighty.
one.
You're right. Well, at least you have fun. When was the last time you went to movies?
Actually, a while back, we got to see the Spider Man movie. I think that's what it was. Was it the Spider Man movie? Yeah, it was the one that was the most confusing Spider Man movie I'd ever seen. You know, it was the one with the first black Spider Man, you know. So, which is, by the way, there's going to be another one. I think that's what it was. Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but I can't always go to the movies. It's expensive. Now I try to go on Tuesday because it's $6 a ticket.
What difference does it make if you're spending $30 in food?
Well, you got to learn a little bit about that. If you're going to do that, sometimes I'm not. That's not to say that I always get concessions. I don't. But usually, what we do is we'll either go out to eat at the food court there at the mall beforehand, you know, because that'll incorporate dinner and snack time. And at most, we may get a drink, you know. But if it's one of those days where we haven't eaten anything and you're kind of into wanting the concession, you know, feel, well then yeah, we'll go for it all. By the way, I don't know if you heard, Cinemark is now going to be offering free, not free, sorry, delivery of
Yes,
all their items,
I saw that.
but they were calculating it, and like the bill was going to be like 60 or $70 if you want to receive the concessions at home to get the same feel and effect. You know, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go get a 2 liter Dr Pepper for $2.50. I'm gonna go get an Orville Redenbacher. You know,
But you know, that is the thing, Dan. People do go to the movie theater to fill up their buckets of popcorn,
I
all right?
know. Hey,
And people go to the circus, all right? They have a little stand outside for the popcorn of the circus.
well, yeah, I know.
I didn't
I
know that
know.
was a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. You know, you got to admit the popcorn to replicate the popcorn taste, look, feel from the movie theater is tough to do. I will say that Orville Redenbacher has come close, but it's still not close enough. You know, the rest of the stuff, the rest of the stuff you can kind of replicate because it's already pre done and prepackaged. You know,
Yeah.
but definitely the popcorn is still the hardest part. I think out of everything that you get at the movie experience to replicate, in my opinion. You know, so. But anyway, I'm gonna. So basically, this was the end of episode 5. Once again, you know, we had Steve join in the co-host chair. I hope it's been fun.
It's
It
been very fun. It's been very enjoyable.
Yeah,
Hey, anytime I have free time to talk about the Cowboys, America's team, God's team, it's a good day.
that's right. Well, we definitely will be talking about the results of Saturday next week. Hopefully, we'll have something to celebrate. You know, hopefully there'll be a pitada down on Southmost here this coming
Sir,
Saturday.
think positive.
I know,
Think
I know,
positive.
I know. So we probably will do a pitada down the road. You know, back in the hood. You know, we'll go back to our stomping grounds. You know, where it all started. You know. So it would be nice to at least have a win and a pitada, you know.
Oh,
But then
that
you
would be
know what?
awesome.
But then you know what? If we only get if we win game 1 of the regular season, that's even better, obviously, right? That's where it
Mm-hmm.
counts. So, you know, we'll see what
Preseason is preseason is preseason.
that's right.
Regular season is when it counts.
That's right. As you said early in the show, they started their starters. That's why they did how they did. So, that's your story and you're sticking to it.
To the heart. I bleed blue.
That's right. Bleed blue. and poop blue.
Well, I wouldn't go there, right? But hey, right?
All righty, everybody. Well, this was it for the Spin Zone 5th episode. We will be back next week with our 6th episode. And we will preview the results of the game. Tomorrow, once again, it is scheduled for 9 p.m., which is our 9 p.m., 7 p.m. California time. So, everybody, we hope that you enjoy the game. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week on our 6th episode of the Spin Zone. Steve,
Awesome. Go
have
Cowboys.
a great night tonight. I know it's kind of late past your bedtime, but it is what it is.
And it what it is, right?
Hey, I'll give you a choice. You can either follow the Spin Zone or follow me on one of those SpaceX launches, at 2 o'clock.
Spin Zone. The Spin Zone.
So we will see you next